This recovery video is very different than the rest that I've made. I'm going to share something that worked for me. It was a goal setting at a midway point of my rehab and recovery. If you're here just to watch the subway hike because you're going to hike it, well then just give it about a minute or skip ahead. But I want to talk about why I picked it. So for me, early on when I was in a lot of pain, sleeping very little, my mom had said, plan something for yourself, something you can look forward to, something that will motivate you to do all the exercises, put in all the hard work, and you'll have to find something for you that you can look forward to. But for me, it was to hike Zion National Park. And I did it and I'm back. I did it alone. I was gone for almost a week. And I wanted to hike every trail they had, specifically the hardest ones. And I did it. On the first day, I hiked what's called Angel's Landing and what's called Scout Overlook, I think, and the West Rim. I wrote them down. And then I hiked some more hikes that are within the park, like the Riverwalk and the Emerald Pools and the Weeping Rock, I think it was called. But on my last day, I was gonna hike the Narrows, but instead, I chose to hike what's called the Subway. It was an epic and life-changing event. It was hard, but man, it was definitely a way to celebrate my halfway point and something that I did all alone. And it took me 7 hours to hike that hike. I actually thought at one point, according to the ranger, I would be completely alone that whole day for up to 8 to 10 hours. It's a hike that will take you 6 to 10. It was the bottom up hike, and I hope you enjoy this little video journey of what I did when I was there. And if you're here just to catch how to do the subway hike, I give some pretty good advice, and you'll get to see some of the scenery that you'll see if you do that hike also. At the end of this video, I'm going to share all these other hikes that I did just with some photos. So if you want to watch those at the end, that'd be great. But again, stay positive, stay patient, stay persistent, and then find something as a goal setting for yourself at your halfway point that you can do confidently within your limitations from yourself and your doctor, whatever you think you have. I was super confident going out there, and so my limitations may be different than others. I recovered in a way that my doctor said, you'll be fine. All right, well, I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you hopefully in the next couple months when I share where I'm at. Good luck. I'm at Zion National Park in Utah, and I'm gonna be hiking the subway hike today. I got here at what I call the butt crack of dawn to get started. I'm leaving from what's called the left fork, and I'm hoping to do it in 6 to 8 hours, so I gotta get going. And I'm doing this kind of symbolically as I am 7-ish months from my rotator cuff surgery. My backpack there has got extra shoes, neoprene socks, hot water, lots of water, snacks, my winter coat, another set of clothes. There's a lot of stuff in there. Even if I get stuck, I have supplies if I had to make it overnight. Now, why am I worried about that? I'm the sole hiker here today. The ranger said nobody else got a permit, because you do have to get a permit to hike this. So wish me luck. I'm gonna get some video footage when I get to some waterfalls and to the subway itself. And I'm hoping to be back here in 6 hours if I can do it. And I gotta get going. So this is the beautiful view of Zion National Park. This is not the best part right now, obviously, but I'll be back and with some better footage, hopefully. All right, so I made it, and this volcanic rock here is what you want to look for when you come back. That bouldering was so fun, but it was really hard. I'm sore, my muscles are fatigued, but I'll be okay. I can stretch it out a little bit. Took off my shoes. I did wear my Merrells at this point. I don't have water shoes on or anything. That's all in my backpack. Many people have made little rock sculptures along the way up. I even added some arrows. And I'm by myself, though, I want to make it home. There's also like this tree right here that has these bandanas tied on it. I have an extra one, but I'll use it somewhere else if I need it. But the view is gorgeous. I'm sweating. It's probably 40 to 50 degrees right now. But you know, I'm a Wisconsinite, so this is warm. But anyways, this is the first part of the trek, and it was so cool. So anybody who says that the subway, the only thing cool is the destination, I think is full of it. This was really cool. So this is the first part of the trek, on to walking along the water now. All right, I'm 2.5 hours in, I think. Yeah. And I'm at like a waterfall. It's a lot of bouldering. I actually switched shoes. I did get my other ones wet. So this is I have no idea. This is like mile 3, I believe. All right, so my feet are a little damp. I did avoid some of the water. Haven't put on the water shoes yet. The neoprene socks, I mean. But I'm at kind of the iconic leveling falls. Pretty cool. It is, I think I'm over 3 hours in, So I'm trekking it, I feel like it, and this is gonna probably take me 4 hours to get there. I really think so, and then 4 hours back. So my 6-hour dream of getting there and back is gone. It's gonna be hopefully 8 hours. I made it. It took me almost 4 hours to get to the subway. This is the back end of it. I did finally just put on the little neoprene socks. I actually just took my shoes off and just thought, we'll just walk through it like this instead. It is so worth the trek, but I'm a pretty good hiker, and this is a solid 4 hours, and it's gonna take me 4 hours to get back. There's a lot of bouldering, a lot of maneuvering. It's exhausting, but it's super worth it. So, kind of a hike of a lifetime, to be honest. And I wasn't alone. There was another person from Oklahoma, a gentleman who actually, there's the beginning of it, who passed me. He's now heading back. And then I guess there's a group of 6 more people coming that I'll see on my head back. So that'll be kind of nice to know. But yeah, this is definitely worth it. If you can make it out here, you got to get a permit. But you can do it from the top down, but you have to rappel and have wet gear. I did it from the bottom up. All right, now the trek back. So I'm just gonna keep the camera facing this way. I put my neoprene socks on and just being very careful because this is super slippery. But honestly, it's faster to go this way. I did grab a hiking stick from the walk. I'll leave it on the trail when I get to the bottom, or I should say really to the top. But this is definitely faster, but you just have to watch your footing. All right, so that was the subway. I'm heading back. Just got to make it back in 4 hours. And I put a bunch of arrows and markers and rocks and sticks pointing my way. So I should be able to get back hopefully a little faster than I got here. The other thing too is don't get misled. This is not the subway, it's farther up. That waterfall kind of makes it look like it. Plus there's all this curved, nature of the features of the earth and stuff, but that is not the subway, so keep going. So I'm on my way back. I think I have an hour, maybe an hour and a half left, but I put, and other people put, these little, stone little towers, we'll say, to kind of help you know if you need to go back and forth across the river to get a better trail. So that was really helpful on the way back. I'm actually making way faster time on the way back than I was on the way there because I kept kind of building this stuff, and I think other people are joining in. So that's another piece of advice. The other thing is I really wish right now I would have packed 3 pairs of socks. And don't do this hike without pants and without gloves. No way. You're grabbing onto rocks, you're sliding down rocks. If I'm little, I'm only 5'3", so I've been doing a lot of butt sliding down boulders. All right, so as you come out from following the water, the creek, there's a sign, don't miss it. The other thing you want to do is look up, like way up here. There is like some black rock, like lava rock that you want to look for to turn. The other thing is you'll start to see the ascent that you have to make. I switched shoes back to my higher Merrell boots for my ankles because I got to climb back up this thing. And I had a snack and had some water and hydration and even like a hydrated pack, like electrolytes. The other thing is I moved my, I don't know if you can see, but I moved my little leg warmers here to my knees because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be using my knees to get up. I'm only 5'3", so this is gonna be a trek to get up. If you're taller, it's probably a little bit easier. So that's kind of where we're going, that big boulder right there. And then it's kind of hard to even tell, but you have to basically get back up to the top. But I'm almost done, and I think I'll be able to do this under 8 hours, maybe 7. So I'll see when I get to the top how long it takes me. All right, here we go. I did it in about 7 hours, 7.5, because I got a little lost at the end. There was a couple sitting on the rocks on the ascent, and they got me all turned around, and I ended up popping up on the top somewhere not at the trail. But I'm proud of myself to do it under 8. There were other people that showed up, and so there were some small groups, and there were some loners too. It was worth it, but it was definitely the hardest hike I've ever done. It's treacherous. On the way up is hard, on the way down is hard, the way there is hard. When you're at the subway, it's slippery, it's difficult, but I would say it's definitely worth it. I would not do this hike inexperienced. I would make sure that you're a kind of an avid hiker and you're in great shape, and I would definitely go in groups. I just did it alone. It was kind of symbolic. And I was spending a lot of time on the way there marking my path. So I took 4 hours to get there and 3 hours to get back. And so definitely if I was, if I really had known that other people would have been here, I probably wouldn't have spent so much time marking it. So I could have possibly got out, 3 hours out and 3 hours back. So 6 was the goal. I'm just happy it's under 8. All right, I'm proud of myself. 7 months after my rotator cuff surgery. Right now I feel like I can do anything after this, doing this solo. And yeah, so it's definitely a hike of a lifetime. All about water,